In Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young boy called Demola. Demola was 20 years old and had a bosom friend called Toby. Demola's parents were so rich and he had everything at his disposal. His parents had traveled out of the country for a business trip, and Toby visited him, and they were having a very nice time in the living room. But Toby noticed the frequent absent-mindedness of his friend, and he asked, "Demola, is everything okay? I have been observing your off and on minutes in our discussion. I know it is not a bad thing because you keep on smiling sheepishly." Demola then said, "I think I'm in love and I'm ready to marry." Marry? Just like that? To who? Toby asked. "She's so sexy, so beautiful, intelligent, and has a very good shape. I think I want to marry her." Toby took his handkerchief and cleaned Demola's mouth. "What was that for?" Demola asked. "It is to clean the rubbish you just vomited. You think marriage is something you will rush into and retire after 5 years? Or you think it is one of those adventures you are exposed to? Who looks at shape, beauty, height, in fact, all the things you have just listed as qualities of a good wife? My friend, kill that thought and bury it right now. Marriage is for mature people who will confidently shoulder storms when they arise, because it is a must to see one or two or even more in marriage. I'm sure this charming diva of yours has nothing doing, and so she will lay all her responsibilities at your feet, and that will choke you." Demola said, "Well, thank you so much, my very good old friend, but I really can't see what will stop me." Toby giggled and said, "It seems like you're already tipsy with this wine. So your parents traveled out of the country for a business, and you feel the best gift for them as per big boy now is to get married and bring the girl to your father's house. Well, I'm not sure the girl will even condescend to this your dead talk." "She's pregnant," Demola said. At this time, Toby became speechless and only sighed. Bumi was a 19-year-old girl born into a Christian home. Her mother died or barely had time for her. She was always in church Monday to Sundays because she was practically in every church unit. She had woken up one Tuesday morning and she woke Bumi up and said, "Light of the world, it's time to wake up. I am set for today's evangelism, and I'm very sure that many souls will be won into God's kingdom today." Bumi struggled out of the bed to greet her mom, and Dio said, "Are you okay?" "No. Yes. I mean, yes, mommy," Bumi responded. "Are you sure?" "I'm very okay, ma." "But you don't look okay. You look stressed out, and your eyes look so weak, plus you look so pale. If you are not fine, just tell me so I can get drugs for you before going for the evangelism." "I'm fine." She jumped up, touched her feet, and said, "See now, I am fine." Daya said, "Okay, oh, if you say so." She started singing, and she ran along for the evangelism. Immediately she left, Bumi sat down on the couch, just to gasp for air, and her phone rang. It was Demola. "Hello, my love. I am in Sizzler's restaurant, and I will want you to meet me here." "All right, I will join you soon," Bumi said. She made an entrance into the bathroom, and within 5 minutes, she was all set. She arrived at the restaurant, and it wasn't difficult to locate Demola. Demola said, "Bumi, I know a whole lot of things will be going through your mind, especially because of your Christian background. I called you out here to plead with you. Don't harm my baby, our baby." Bumi said, "You look so calm about this whole thing, but I am scared. My mom will be so disappointed, And I know she will disown me because of the elite position in church she occupies. And because she has also warned me about getting pregnant outside wedlock. This is something she despises so well. Please calm down, Demola said. I have saved a lot of money and we can start up something tangible with what I have saved so far. Okay, you think this whole shit is easy? I'm sure you don't understand my plight. My mother is an evangelist who preaches against fornication and immorality. And a 90-year-old doctor who is supposed to be a model is pregnant outside wedlock. Does that ring any bell to your score? Of course it does, Bumi. It is your life and not your mother's. My parents are not even aware because they are not even concerned about how I live my life. They think giving me a luxury lifestyle is the ultimate. I had a great vacuum, was surrounded by the ocean but yet thirsty. And Bumi, our path crossed and things changed. Please, let's fill this vacuum our parents have created. Let's fill it with this great fantasy, my love, Demola said. I don't know. I sincerely don't know what to do, Bumi said. Then please do this for me. Do what exactly again? Bumi asked. Please marry me. Do I have any other option? Your seed is growing in me. So yes, I will marry you. She started feeling dizzy again and Demola took her home. In the evening, her mother returned and she was fast asleep. And Dayo said, again? She woke her up and said, Bumi, are you keeping anything away from me? Bumi, pretending not to know the angle her mother was coming from, said, keeping something away from my mother? No, ma. Time will tell, Dayo, her mother said. Demola received a message from his father. I have sent your monthly allowance. You can squander it or whatever it is that you choose. Demola hissed. Money, money, money. That's all he knows. He has never sat down for us to talk. No father and son relationship. Anyways, I need this money now. Bumi called. Hello, Demola. I think there is a problem. What is it? Is my baby fine? Are you fine? Are you still feeling dizzy? Demola asked too many questions at a time. None of what you ask is the problem, Bumi said. I think my mother is beginning to suspect that I am pregnant. And I'm not really helping her suspense at all because I sleep way too much. Alright, Demola said. Do you have your ring on? Bumi asked. I said, do you have your ring on? No, Bumi answered. But why? Demola asked. Is it too cheap for you to wear? Or are you ashamed of me? Don't start now, Bumi said. You know we are still very young and we are still in the valley of decision. I mean, this whole thing is just complicated. Complicated? Demola interrupted. Okay, I will solve this puzzle by coming to see your mother tomorrow and officially make my intentions known. Bumi exclaimed. But how do you intend to take care of me? Of us? You don't have any job or business. I have saved up something and it will carry us for a while, Demola responded. Okay then, see you tomorrow, Bumi said and hung up. The next day, Demola arrived at Bumi's house so early and Bumi was fidgeting. Please go and put on your ring and tell your mom that I'm here and stop behaving like a child. Bumi got inside and told her mother that a visitor was in their parlor waiting to see her. Dayo, her mother, came out. They exchanged pleasantries and she said, Are you a member of our church? And Bumi raised her hand to cover her face because she felt a little embarrassed at her mother's question. Just then, her mother sighted the ring and said, "Bumi, is that an engagement ring?" "Yes, ma." "Ah, for marriage?" "Yes, ma." "At 19? "Yes, ma." "Without completing your education?" Yes, ma." "Without a job?" "Yes, ma." Dayo laughed and said, "What Gen Z generation cannot do, it doesn't even exist." "My daughter, please, who engaged you?" "Me, ma," Demola said. Dayo pretended not to have heard. She asked again, "Bumi, I said, who engaged you?" Bumi and Demola said together, "Him, me, ma." Dayo laughed and said, "Interesting. If your father was alive, you won't even dare this. Thank you for reminding me that I'm a widow." "Mommy, how bad now?" "Who said so now?" Bumi said. "We are only doing the right thing, and that's why we are here, for us to have this discussion." "Oh, Miss Wright, my daughter, I am sorry." She then turned to Demola and asked, "Master Wright, what are you doing?" Um, Demola stammered. "I intend to start up a business." "Oh, okay. Future tense." Dayo laughed. She continued her question. "How do we intend to take care of my daughter?" "Ma, I am not lazy and I am very focused. I will hustle and take care of my Bumi. I promise you, ma, that she will not be hungry." "Okay," Dayo continued. "Master Wright, how old are you?" "I am 20 years old, ma." "Oh, you are even still a boy. And your motivation pushed you to give my daughter a little handcuff, a ring of confusion, a ring of destabilization. Hey, Oluwa. Okay, Master Wright and Miss Wright. By the power invested on me by Jehovah, the only true God, I hereby declare this marriage null and void, and I set both of you free from this illusion." "I'm pregnant," Bumi said. Dayo stood up, walked around the parlor without saying a word. She moved close to Demola and said, "I know who your father is, so John 10 verse 10. The thief cometh to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That is who your father is. And just like your father, you have succeeded in stealing, killing, and destroying my joy. Take your unholy legs and move out of my house this very moment, before I remove my garment of righteousness, put on the garment of unrighteousness, and deal with you." Demola left immediately, asking Bumi to be fine for him. Dayo started crying and said, "Oh Lord God of my father, why did you allow the devil to creep into my abode? I am a lover of godly things and a preacher of marriage, being honorable in all, with bed undefiled. How was my daughter impregnated under my very nose? This is a very big blow. A Christian mother, an active church worker, a great evangelist. My enemies have triumphed over me." Bumi sat quietly and in great alert in case of any funny movements from her mother. Dayo said, "Bumi, both of you will never get married because you both are too young and have no in-depth knowledge of what the institution of marriage is. You only think it is the Romeo and Juliet tale. Marriage is beyond the fairy fantasy. You both are blinded by romance, love, and all. But marriage, it will open your eyes. The only thing I can see in this your parcel is rotten maggots, and my heavenly Father will not allow this," pointing to Bumi's pregnancy, "grow into an everlasting mistake." "Okay, mommy, whatever your decision may be, terminating this pregnancy will never be an option because a lot of young girls have lost their lives doing so. So it is either you allow us to get married or I become a single mother under your roof. And she entered into her room. Demola's parents returned home and he was faced with the challenge of telling his parents his marriage plans with his pregnant girlfriend. He called Bumi and said, "My love, please prepare. I will introduce you to my parents this weekend." Bumi said, "I hope I don't mess up myself at the sight of your father." "Don't worry, my love. We will both cross this hurdle and very soon we will sit alone laughing about it." It was weekend and Demola had told his parents about having a discussion with them, so they were ready to listen to his proposed discussion. Demola obtained permission, boarded a cab to Bumi's house to pick her up. They both entered and his parents were patiently waiting to hear what he had to say. Demola then said, "Dad, Mom, this is Bumi. She's 19 years and I have engaged her. I brought her home because I want to marry her." His parents looked at themselves and wondered if their son had started taking some hard drugs. His mother then said, "I just hope this is your usual Gen Z prank. My child, you are the foundation of your life, and what you should be thinking of now is how to graduate, get a good job, build up something for your children financially before even conceiving the thought of marriage. Mother, this is not a prank. I am my father's son and I want to pick up my responsibility." "Hey, young man," his father interrupted. "She's not your responsibility. She's the responsibility of her parents." "Hey, young girl, how old are you?" 19, sir," Bumi responded. 19? And you accepted a marriage proposal? Now give me that ring and get out of my house and out of my son's life. "She's pregnant," Demola said. "Jesus Christ," his mother shouted. "Demola, you have killed me. So this is a thank you package for all we have done for you. Hey, young woman, if I close my eyes and open it and you're still standing there, your name will be sorry." Bumi hurriedly located the door and Demola said, "The cab is still outside. I will talk to you later." Demola's father said, "So you are now grown. You are now a man. And you are doing what men do. From this moment, your monthly allowance is off. And I give you 1 month. Pack your things and leave my house. Because there is no way two couples will be under the same roof." Dayo couldn't eat or sleep since the day Bumi told her about her pregnancy. She began to feel so uncomfortable and gave her daughter 10 days to leave her house before her stomach protrudes. Demola met Toby, his friend, and told him the recent updates. Toby said, "Whatever action your parents are putting up, you both duly deserve it." "I know," Demola said. "I need you to please help me. I have made this mistake and I want to pick up my responsibility. I have already gotten a room apartment." "A room?" Toby said. "The son of a wealthy man, from grace to grass?" "Toby, please don't start," Demola said. "Yes, we are starting from a room, but that is not our destination. We will certainly not end there. And besides, that's not why I'm here." "Okay, so why are you here?" "I want you to accompany me to Bumi's house for a parlor traditional marriage. That's what I can afford for now, so that I can carry my wife and take care of my unborn baby." "Guy, you really dead serious with this thing, no?" Toby said. "Anyways, what are friends for? It is a deal. When will that be?" "In 5 days' time," Demola said. 5 days? Toby asked. "Yes, it is not an elaborate thing. I will call Bumi to speak to her mother for so many things to be cut down." Toby then said, You have not even entered into marriage and you are already stressed like this. My guy, have a rethink now that you can before it is too late. It is too late already, Demola said, because my mind is made up. Let me even call Bumi right away. He rang Bumi's line. Hello, my love. I am ready to come pay your bride price in 5 days' time. I need you to speak to your mother to consider my pockets, as I wouldn't want you to be hungry after the occasion. Okay, Bumi said. I will try to talk to her. And he hung up the call. And he told his friend, please keep my dates in mind, 5 days from today. At night, Bumi couldn't sleep. She was just turning and turning on the bed. And Dayo, her mother, said, it is too early to have insomnia because you are still in your first trimester. You better don't disturb my peace because when you were opening your legs, you didn't consider insomnia, pain, or even me. Bumi continued because she wanted to gain her mother's attention. A mother's heart couldn't allow Dayo to ignore her daughter, so she stood up and asked her to sit and tell her what was wrong. Bumi said, Mommy, Demola is coming to pay for my bride price in 5 days. Okay, she interrupted. How is that now the cause of your sleeplessness? Mommy, he said the cost of things should be brought down because his pocket isn't fat and that he wouldn't want us to be hungry after the occasion. The truth is, this young man had really proven to be more mature than his age, Dayo said. But my only worry is how he will take care of you and your baby when you finally put to bed. Mommy, Demola said that we will not be hungry. He has never failed in any of his promises since we met. I have faith in his word. So mommy, don't worry about me. We will be fine. Just help us cut down the cost and tell my uncles to manage whatever he brings. Oh, I have heard. I have no choice than to dance to your tune because I want it to be done sharp before your tummy protrudes and bring me great embarrassment. The next day, Demola told his parents that he had found a one-room apartment. 1 room? His mother asked. Yes, ma. That is what I can afford for now. She knelt down and begged her husband to get a befitting place for their son, at least for their reputation. No way, woman, Demola's father responded. He is a man, so let him act like one. My traditional marriage is in 5 days, Demola continued. So I'll be moving out of the house in 3 days' time, so I can move my wife to my house after the occasion. His father clapped and said, Bravo! Go on. Please, Dad, I would like you to follow me to pay for my wife's bride price. Hey, hold it right there. Over my dead body will I do that. I will not be a party to such ridicule. Your wedding was supposed to be one of the biggest in town, with men of timber and caliber in attendance if you had waited to do it at the right time. You are such a prodigal son. Leave my sight immediately before I curse you. Demola's mom wanted to initiate a discussion with Demola's father, but he shut her up and said, Do not allow this matter scatter our 21 years of marital bliss. It was 3 days after the incident, and the day Demola is to move out of the house. His father stood by him and made sure he only left with his clothes and nothing more. He packed out of the house, and the only thing he could afford at that time was a small mattress. On his traditional marriage day, he was only accompanied by his friend Toby. Everything was done in a haste because nothing spectacular really happened. Toby saw the way everything played out. He became really scared and worried about his friend's decision. As a friend, he gifted Demola 200,000 and Dayo gave her daughter 100,000 to start up a small business. They were so happy, and when they got home, they decided to manage the condition of the house like that. They used some of the money to get baby things, some pots, and a cam gas, and they decided to start up a food business with the remaining. The food business didn't last up to 3 months, and the whole money was squandered. They ran into loss, and very soon, the foodstuffs in the house got finished and they went on hunger strike. They began to argue and fight. Bumi will hold Demola's trouser and say, "You promised that I will not be hungry, but look at us, we are so hungry. I can't even keep up with the antenatal because there is no money. Do you want to kill me? Do you want to kill our unborn baby?" Demola moved into the streets without frustration, and luckily he found a new site where they would pay 3,000 naira. Demola pleaded with the contractor to let him join others, and he accepted. But he struggled with the job because he is not used to hard life, so he was chased out of the site and compensated with 1,500 naira. He was so happy, at least they will have what to eat at that night. Life became so miserable for them, and Bumi, who was already 9 months gone, summoned the courage to go meet her mother. She got home and knelt down and said, "Mommy, I now believe all you said to me. My eyes are now open." "Ah," Dayo said, "it is way too early. Oh. It is not even up to 1 year. No child yet. You have not even paid any school fees. Please wipe away your tears, my darling, and go and meet your husband." "Mommy, please. My EDD is so close. I can give birth any moment. I have not eaten since 2 days. And if anything happens, we don't have 1 kobo to pay hospital bills. Mommy, please do not abandon your only child." So you recognize that you are an only child?" Dayo asked, "when you decided to clothe me in shame. No remorse any day. You talked to me in confidence, making it look like I know nothing. And you need the saying you are an only child. I thank God you will soon be a mother. Just maybe you will understand how I felt. I have no money or food for you. You are no longer my responsibility. Kindly go to your husband." "Mommy, please," Bumi said. "Please, oh, my daughter," Dayo responded. "Stand up because I want to lock up my house and go to the church." Just as Bumi was about standing up, she said, "Mommy, I'm sorry. I am peeing on my body. I have never done this before." Dayo said, "Pee? No, you are in labor. Your water just broke. Just wait. Sit here calmly. Let me go and get a taxi." She ran out of the house and luckily found a taxi almost immediately. The first hospital rejected them because there was no doctor on seat and Bumi was already so pale and weak. Dayo called Demola and said, "Your wife is in labor. The first hospital has rejected her and we are taking her to the second. When we get there, I will call to give you direction." Demola became so confused. He looked at his pocket, no money. He looked at his pot, no food. At this time, the only option he had was to return back to his parents. Demola luckily met his parents at home and he said, "Daddy, Mommy, please don't say no to me this time. It is a matter of life and death. My mother-in-law just called that all isn't well. You are my last hope. My wife is in labor and the first hospital had rejected her because no doctor is on seat. They say she is too weak. We both have not eaten since 2 days. Daddy, please help me. Do not allow anything happen to my wife and my unborn child." His father said, "My money is for my family and I am very wealthy. Of course, I can't deny it, but I don't have 1 kobo for you." Demola's mother knelt down and said, "Honey, please, don't do this. That child is innocent and he is also your seed. Please, everything Demola had done in time past, I did them to you. Please, my lovely husband." While she was still speaking, Demola's phone rang and Dayo on the phone said, We are at Prestige Hospital with Keja. The doctor said you need to sign because Bumi and your baby have a 50-50 survival chance. Please don't allow anything happen to my only daughter. Yes, ma. I am on my way, Demola said. He then hung up and said, Mommy, please, I don't have transport down to the hospital. Please do not allow anything happen to your first grandchild. Just as she wanted to stand up to get money for him, his father picked up his car key and said, Let's go. Demola was shocked at his father's decision, but this was no time for any drama at all. So he entered with his parents, and within a short while, they were at the hospital. Demola signed all the papers, and Bumi was rolled into the theater. Soon, nurses began to rush in and out of the theater, and Demola was curious. What is happening? How is my wife? How is my child? No one answered him, and his father calmed him down. Dayo had already rushed out to get pepper soup for Bumi so she can have at least something to eat after delivery. The cesarean section was successful, but the baby didn't cry. Dayo, being an experienced African mother, entered into the theater uninvited, turned the baby and started hitting his leg. Within few seconds, it was the cry of the baby that was all over the hospital. Demola began to cry, of course, tears of joy, that he's now a father and that his joy wasn't tampered because his wife and son made it alive. The nurses cleaned them up and then rolled them into the ward. Demola's parents were so happy to be grandparents, so they carried the child, prayed for him, and named him God's Will. Demola's father blessed their union and asked them to move into one of his houses in Ikeja, and he gave them a huge amount of money and promised that they will still go back to school. Demola and Bumi thanked him so immensely for his kind gestures. Days passed, and they were discharged from the hospital, and they moved into their new abode. They made a lot of mistakes as a young couple, but that didn't separate them. Instead, it made them stronger as they were both determined to make their marriage work. Hey, African Tale by Karma Tribe. Thank you for watching and listening to this story. If you really enjoyed the story, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share to your loved ones. And let me get to read the lessons you learned from it as well in the comment section, as I will be responding to everyone. Thank you once again for sticking here with me. God bless you. Bye.